Hello everybody, Andrew from Double Dash Motorsport Media here. First of all, thank you for clicking on the video. We're here at Kartmania 2019 at the home of British Motorsport. I'm joined by John Vigor, Managing Director from Club100. You know him very, very well. But also Hugh Chambers, CEO for Motorsport UK. Hugh, absolutely fantastic to have you here today at Kartmania. What brings you here to Silverstone today?
Well, first and foremost, to see the industry, all the exhibitors, all the manufacturers, chassis, engines, the clubs are here, and indeed Motorsport UK are here. Karting is incredibly important to us at Motorsport UK. It's something which really is at the core of our sport.
Absolutely. So 12 months ago you took over the role of Chief Executive. There's been a lot that's happened in the past 12 months, the rebrand, actions across all disciplines of motorsport. What's really pleased you though in the last 12 months, and where do you see Motorsport UK going from here?
I think the first thing that we really set out to do was to refocus our energy on the grassroots of motorsport. It's very easy to get seduced by the professionals, by the elite end of it. The achievements of Lewis Hamilton are extraordinary, but really our role is to represent the 30,000 licence holders that we have, of which the vast majority are doing it just for fun. And at the end of the day, motorsport, for most people, it's a hobby. It's something they fund out of their own pocket, and we need to make sure that we look after those people. And karting is really at the centre of that, and needs to represent, for most people, the most accessible entry point into the sport. What we've done in the last 12 months is to take on board the British Kart Championship, and you might say, well, isn't that the top end of the sport rather than the grassroots? We felt that if we didn't establish some basic principles at that top level that then would filter down through the industry, we would not be able to succeed in bringing local clubs, local competitors up to a new approach and a new way of taking on karting.
Absolutely. John, 12 months ago we were talking about how Club100 became a recognised club by Motorsport UK. Here, 2019, going into 2020, how's that relationship going to develop?
Well, I mean, I think that's why we're standing here now, Andrew. We have developed it, and Motorsport UK, as you said, recognised us last year as a club, as a well-run outfit, should we say. And now this year, or for season 2020, we are now moving into full affiliation with Motorsport UK. And perhaps I think Hugh is best qualified to talk about this new licence. And then we can elaborate a bit further on after that. What do you think, Hugh?
Thanks, John.
Go on.
So as John's just alluded to there, that's going to be the big change for any drivers, myself included, for 2020, that everyone racing in Club100 will have a Motorsport UK licence. Tell us a little bit about that and how that's going to work.
Well, I go back to, as I was just saying, the British Kart Championship is really what we got our arms around this year. Big success. We had over 600 entries registered for the championship, and I think we've had an incredible season of racing. But that is the elite end of the sport. It's the top end of the sport. We've got 3,000 licence holders, kart licence holders in this country, and we recognise that there are a lot of other people who are kart racing who are not our licence holders. And we set ourselves the challenge of saying, well, let's get our arms around the entire karting industry, all the way to the indoor leisure industry. Because at the end of the day, the thrill that you get from driving a kart, whether it's an indoor electric kart or it's an X30, is fundamentally the same. And we believe that we should have an engagement with the entire community. And if you take those two extreme ends, say Miami X30 and an indoor leisure car, in the middle we want to have a very close association with and recognise forms of karting that provide that pathway. We know that hundreds of thousands of people take part in indoor karting every year. We also know that we've got, as I say, 3,000 licensed kart racers in this country. We also know that an operation like Club100 brings a completely different type of audience, and we want to fully embrace that audience, those people that don't want to actually invest in a kart, don't want the hassle of running it and the technical issues around it, simply want to turn up and drive and have fun. And so this is part of the overall strategy for Motorsport UK. This isn't just a continued affiliation, but we see Club 100 actually filling a gap in the market in terms of that pathway for people coming into karting.
Absolutely, I think that's very, very exciting news. Maybe comes as a bit of a surprise to some of the existing customers, but exciting news indeed. I want to talk about young drivers. A couple of weeks ago, the announcement was made, new championship for Club 100 in 2020, the Young Drivers Championship.
That's correct.
John, just tell us a little bit more about that and how that's going to work, and how is that covered by the licence and the affiliation?
It is, absolutely. So obviously we've Motorsport UK have brought in the new KX licence. That's the name of the licence that we are going to be associated with. It's a restricted licence, but all drivers that are going to be competing in Club 100 next year in our main championships will have to hold a Motorsport UK licence. Now, there are enormous benefits that come with that, both for the driver, or mainly for the driver, but indeed for us as Club 100 as well. Obviously, we can talk about that a little bit further down the line, but the Young Drivers Championship, Andrew, I mean, we've always been able to offer a Club 100 from the age of 14 in the year of your 15th birthday. The awareness has never been there. Yeah. And where obviously our weight categories have been pushed up year on year in our main championship rounds, there are these young drivers that do come in, not enough of them, but when they do come in, they're sort of having to carry so much ballast. So I thought about it last year and thought, well, do you know what we need to do here is actually invent a championship for young drivers, the age of 14 to 18 years, bring the weight categories down so they're not carrying a barrel full of ballast, if you like, and all that dead weight on the kart. So a super light of 60 kilos, a lightweight of 70 kilos, and a chance for young drivers to race together, rather than, a mixture of ages and classes and weights, if you like. So, yeah, it's a 7-round championship. We're going to keep it local to start off with. Starts at the end of April next year. Already we've had some great interest. So, I think it's going to go well. I think it's going to be successful, and it can only get better, I'm sure. So,
absolutely agree. I mean, I've been here at the stand today a lot, and there's been a lot of interest with the young drivers, and I think that very much fits into your vision, Hugh. You talked about the grassroots, you talked about making the sport more accessible. Do you see this as the next step forward for bringing families, maybe those on a tighter budget, into the sport?
Absolutely. I've known John for many, many years, and was there right at the beginning of Club 100. Had many seasons racing in it. It's a brilliant concept, and not only because it's very well run, but it's just simply appeals to people that don't have loads of time, don't want the hassle of owning the equipment, but want a high quality experience. And there is a marketplace for teenagers and their parents who are coming out of maybe an experience in indoor karting and then want to get into something that's a bit more serious. This is a perfect place for them to go. And I have to say, I think it's one of the most exciting innovations in karting that I've seen in many, many years. Arrive and drive 14 to 18-year-olds in Club 100. Absolutely brilliant.
Excellent.
As you say, starting in April. Just to go to the licence,
yes.
Once more, Northerners coming out now.
Yep.
Cost?
Yes.
Any extra cost?
No extra cost to the driver whatsoever. The licence will be free of charge, Andrew, to our customers. So there's no extra cost to where that's concerned. The fees will be paid from Club 100 through the permit.
Yep.
So obviously there will be a fee payable to Motorsport UK. There has to be. But the benefits that come with that licence for the driver are endless. I mean, the number one benefit that comes with a Motorsport UK licence, again, free of charge, is private accident cover.
Yeah.
I think it's for up to £50,000. Is that right, Hugh?
There's a mixture of benefits according to the particular incident that may be occurring.
Okay.
But also for the series, which also is for the drivers and for the officials as well, it is a public liability cover of 100 million.
That's correct.
And that is a very significant sum. And that's really on the advice of the insurance industry. And a lot of the operators in IKR and outside of karting, IOPD, they don't have anything close to that level of public liability cover. And I think this is a great thing that I think John and Club 100 have recognised that to look after all of your community,
absolutely,
and to come under that umbrella of Motorsport UK, it is the right place to be.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're going from £5 million of miserly it is in this day and age of public liability cover up to £100,000, which is 100 million. Sorry, wake up, John. But yes, £100 million from 5 million to 100 million, and as I say, a personal accident cover as well for the drivers. That comes with the licence, and a range of benefits that also come with the licence as well. With discounted on Pirelli tyres, for example, Halford's discount, 6p a litre off your diesel if you drive a diesel car. Is that correct? I mean, we've put together actually a document which is going to go out to all of our customers, which for them to read. It does cover, we believe, everything. So that's going to go out to everybody pretty much today. But yeah, I think it's a win-win situation for Club 100. It gives us great kudos. It gives us far more protection. I'm certainly happy, and I'm sure our drivers will be happy as well. What's going to change for the driver and the atmosphere? Nothing. We're running under our own regulations. We're being allowed to do that. It is a restricted licence, so it all remains the same officials, the same rules and regulations. I think we've just got to up our game a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just
We're
a little
already
bit.
Pretty good.
Absolutely, yeah.
One final question. Some people may not know, Hugh, that you yourself, you used to race in Club 100.
Absolutely.
Over the years, we've seen drivers go away but then come back to Club 100. Any chance of us seeing yourself in a Club 100 kart in the not too distant future?
Yeah, well, I'd love to be invited to come back and have a go. I did actually come back about 2 or 3 years ago and had a go at.
It was Bayford Meadows, wasn't it?
Wasn't
you came
Bayford.
to?
No, it was Buckmore.
Buckmore.
You've got to be race fit
Yes.
to be driving in Club 100. The steering geometry is my excuse now. You know, there is no question.
He always had an excuse.
Always had an excuse.
That's what racing drivers do.
It's what racing drivers do. Well, I did finish second in the championship a couple of times.
You did, Hugh.
But I would love to come back. It's they're brilliant bits of kit. I raced a Rotax Max for 3 seasons as well with Jade, with Mark Allen. So I'm a big fan of Rotax. Great product, great bit of equipment. I'd love to do a round this year.
Brilliant. Oh, we'll have to get that one on.
Watch this space. Well, there we go, everybody. Some really big news out of Club 100 today, moving from being a recognised club to one of 750 nationwide affiliated clubs. Hugh, thank you for joining us. It's been an absolute privilege to have you here today.
Thanks, John.
Thank you,
As
Hugh.
always, thank you for all your hard work throughout the course of 2019 and bring on 2020.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Andrew. Thank you very much.